Hey guys, you ever have somebody say to you, "Oh man, you're only good because you play tier 5," or maybe something like, "Well, you're just seal clubbing, man," when they try to get you to not play tier 5? Well, I'm here to tell you that tier 5 is probably one of the best tiers that you can play, and I'll explain why. Hey guys, Mr.BeetleBum here, and today I am making a video about why tier 5 is such a good tier to play. First of all, I keep telling people if you're new to the game, you want to go to tier, say, 4, 5, or 6 in that little area there and find a tank that you really like, a class you like, and just keep playing it for thousands and thousands of games, like 5,000 games kind of thing. Get used to the tank. Get your crew skills up. Learn the actual game while you're doing that. Learn the topography of the land, of the maps and everything, and all the mechanics, the shooting mechanics, the spy mechanics. Well, forget the spy mechanics because they're broken. But anyways, all the other mechanics, penetration mechanics, all that stuff. It gives you an ability to not get killed all the time by the higher tier guys who have tons of experience, and it lets you learn at a pace that's a little bit more your speed and at your level. But that's not why I'm making this video. I'm not making the video just because, hey, I want everyone to take their time and learn and get better. I mean, yes, I do. But this is actually about why it's so fun at tier 5. And excuse me, I need a drink. Brought to you by, where's it? Brought to you by Yeti. No, but anyways, I'm just kidding. It's not a commercial. But I have something in my throat today, guys. Anyways, yesterday, I did a podcast with another player that's in the game, and Ixta had me on. We talked about what's the most friendliest line and the most friendliest tanks to play for new players, and we talked a lot about different stuff and the different lines, the different tanks, the pros and cons and all that, but that's a different thing. But what we started talking about is I started talking about, well, what's your favorite tier? Most of the people think you got to rush up to tier 10. And I mentioned that the stats of the game right now actually show that most players aren't playing tier 10. Tier 10 is actually third most played kind of thing, which is funny. You wouldn't think that. The highest rated, like the most played, is tier 8, easily. And then tier 5 is on the list as well. And here's the thing, though, between tier 5 and tier 8. First, let's talk about why tier 5 is so good. It's so good. It's always been so damn good because tier 5 is your first look at what you get to expect for as you're going up the ladder. In other words, tiers 1, 2, 3, and 4, in most cases, there's some nice tier 4s, and there's even a couple tier 3s that are absolutely OP juggernauts that are absolutely hilarious, but that's another conversation. But the reality is tiers 1 through 4 are, they're crap. You're just driving around a bunch of lights. You're going to die quick. Yeah, they upped your HP with the last patch. Whoopie frickin' do. It's still useless. They're all tanks and all that kind of crap. And then you get to tier 5. And you see this bad boy right here? This is the one I played 15,000 games in myself, man. This is the stud. Now, tank destroyers, you got either the brawlers or the snipers. Well, I wanted to play snipers, so that's why I went and learned how to play this guy. And you guys know, man, like when you go from tier 4 to tier 5, especially if you're talking like a trained, 100% trained tank, crews all trained up, man, is it ever unbelievable the difference between a tier 5 and a tier 4. I mean, you put it this way, guys, with this tank, and this is pretty much true for most of the good tanks in tier 5, and there's a lot of them. This tank can penetrate anything it sees with regular ammo. As long as you know weak spots, you don't need any kind of gold. You don't have to shoot gold. You can sit here all day long and just shoot AP and track and damage, track and damage. I used to kite T-29s all the time in this thing. Loved it. It was one of my favorite things to do. That and one-on-one battles between AT-2s, because AT-2s always thought they'd win it, and their mobility just, you know, made it an easy kill. Anyways, I'm reminiscing now. But that's just a fact, man. These tanks can penetrate everything they see. They're great tanks, and there's a lot of them. And basically, if you want to make a lot of credits, play tier 5. You don't have to use the gold if you don't want to. I mean, maybe if you're 3-marking or something, you might want to use gold so you don't have to worry about looking for weak spots or waiting. That's probably the better word. Waiting for weak spots. But you don't have to if you don't want to. So it's awesome in the fact that you make a ton of credits. And what are credits good for? Oh, I don't know. As you're going up to make 100% of a tank, you can buy equipment that will instantly give you help. I mean, once you put on a camo net, boom, you got it instantly. You got a huge amount of concealment added onto your tank. You put on some binocs, boom, huge advantage for your view range. I mean, this is why you need credits. This is why you hear all the guys up at tier 10 crying about, I'm out of credits. So they got to go buy gold and then change it into credits. You know, I've literally seen people cry about running out of gold and credits. Playing their premiums and their high tier tanks and stuff, and I've been there before. I know how it feels. Whereas these tanks, you don't have to worry about that. You're just banking money all the time, man. So anyways, tier 8 is different. Tier 8 though is a real good. It's probably my favorite tier to play. But have you guys noticed most of the tanks that get played a lot in tier 8 are because they're premiums? So that's where the difference is. Tier 5 is the free to play tier that is the best. Not the best, like, you know, in everything. I'm just saying for free to play, tier 5 rocks. For if you're willing to pay money and get premiums, then tier 8 is the best. That's basically what it boils down to. Yes, there are some real good tanks at tier 8. Regular tech tree tanks, I should say, at tier 8. But the reality of it is, no, man. It's my SU-130 PM, it's the Scorpion, the Progetto. It's just on and on and on and on, man. The Swedish premium tank destroyer. I mean, it's on and on and on. The wheelies, everything, man. Tier 8 gets the Barak. Well, I call it the Barak, the Brosk, whatever. The Renegade. I mean, it's just freaking on and on and on and on for excellent premiums. But that doesn't help the new player who doesn't want to spend money, man. So let's take a look at the tier 5 guys. I want you to understand how much I like tier 5 and how good these tanks are, okay? First, like I said, I started off, here's my little clicker. Okay, we're ready to rock and roll. I started off with my baby here, my Stug, my beautiful tank that I love. Oh my god, man. Playing a game in this and getting like 4,500 damage is absolutely hilarious. You're like, there's 4,500 damage HP on the map? I didn't even know there was that much hit points. Anyways, this is a fun tank. Next one, you got your T-34 classic Russian medium. It has to be in the game. Why? Probably the most used tank in the Second World War. This thing has trollish armor for a non-premium. I mean, this thing is great at tier 5. Really, you know, it's quick. It's got mobility. It's got a nice damage. It's got a good rate of fire. Again, you don't have to use premium shells if you don't want to. Can't say enough about it, man. This tank is fun. This tank, you're flying around. It's like a mini Cromwell, man. Zzz, around the enemy and crap, man. You know, is it the fastest tank out there? No, of course not. But if it's used properly, it's awesome, man. It's awesome. Most really good players are going to agree on this. And that's the beauty of it, man. I mean, like, this is just me talking. Like, this is stats. This is facts, man. These tanks can pen, and these tanks are good. All right, so you got your T-34. Boom. Hello, French light tank. Most used tank by stat patters, bar none, man. Why? Because the low expected value and yada yada, but that's a different video. This tank is hilarious, man. It does 250 damage on the derp gun, guys. That's crazy. Actually, the starting guns actually lets you do a full rotation on the turret, so it's actually really good too if you're more of a passive scout like I am. But it's fun, man. It's got crazy concealment, great view range, loads of fun if you want to be a passive scout. Preferably, hopefully you guys are. Hopefully none of the guys watching my videos are all excited about going down and stat padding in their elk. But, I mean, it's a wicked, wicked fun tank. All right, the M4A1, otherwise known as the Sherman. Again, awesome tank. You get nice bounces on it when you're in battle, man. I mean, is it easy to pen? Yeah, if you know how to kill it, it's going to be easy to pen. But there's the thing, man. Everything is basically easy to pen. Every tank at tier 5 you can kill, up to tier 7 even. It's really more like 8 and above is when you start finding the tanks, the premium tanks that are like pain in the asses to find weak spots, but they have them. But anyways, every tank is the same thing. You've probably heard me say this before. Know your weakness, know your strengths. If you know the weaknesses of this tank, it's also very easy to conceal them. By a little bit of angle working, man. And all of a sudden you got yourself a wicked little medium. There's a reason why this tank is so good in the game. It's because this tank is so good in the war. It was one of the most versatile, well-used tanks that won the Second World War. All right, the PZ-4H, ladies and gentlemen, with its derp gun. This is like world famous. This is game famous. This is like, we've all got stories. All of us guys with, like, you know, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70,000 games under their belt. We've all got stories using this tank. It is just bonkers, this thing with the derp gun. I mean, you can one-shot so many tanks. It's hilarious at tier 5. But yet you can also, guys, I will play against tier 7s, and I actually get bounces off of T29, again, because I know how to, like, you know, where to angle and when to angle and stuff like that. You know, don't get me wrong, yes, again, this thing can be penned very easy, but it also can defend properly pretty easily too. So you got yourself a wicked, wicked, crazy fun tank. Like, this is a miniature KV2, guys. For any of you who haven't played this tank is just bonkers how powerful it is. You go around a corner, some looch or something decides to come up and try to, you know, hassle you, it's just gone, vaporized, man. Even like a KV1 or something, man, wouldn't one-shot it, but it sure as well will put it to rest pretty darn quick. Okay, I just call this the toaster, okay? This is the German tier 5, well, one of the German tier 5 tanks. You've already seen, sorry, tank destroyers. You've already seen the Stug. The PZ, SFL, IVC, or 4C, or whatever, man. Toaster. Looks funny. Drives funny. Wicked accuracy. Great damage. The only thing about it is, as per usual, is it's, you know, it's easy to kill because it's got paper armor. That's it. But it's crazy good. I mean, the accuracy from a distance is just, it's mind-blowing, man. All right, this one here, the S35CA, man. Otherwise, I love how on the picture here you got the Soma right on there, man. This is also known as the Bathtub. Guys, this is the French tier 5 TD. I'm not a big fan of the French TDs myself. Yes, of course, the Foch is great. Some of the tanks are kind of up the middle and whatnot, but the Bathtub is hilarious. This thing can one-shot a lot of tanks, man. I'm sure you've been killed by this before. You're sitting there minding your own business, and all of a sudden, you are nothing but a puddle of metal, man. And then you look to see, and on the screen, it's telling you that there was an S35CA that killed you. It's crazy powerful and fun. This is the French heavy, man. The BDR, we all have fought against this thing again. We all know how, yeah, it's got pretty good armor on it, man. Yeah, the Copla up top, you know, but again, you go around the corner going this way, that hides the Copla. If you go around on your hiding the right, you're gonna be able to most likely make it real hard for them to shoot that. Again, what did I say? Know your weakness, know your strengths, take care of those weaknesses. Guys, this is a great tank. Again, phenomenal. Nothing even close to this remotely at tier 4. And you know what? Some tier 6s don't even get as good as what the tier 5s have. KV1, hands down, #1 user-friendly tank. Best tank to learn on how to play this beautiful game is right here. KV1, bar none, best learning tank. Why? It's got so many guns to choose from. You can derp, you can shoot distances. Not that I recommend it. You can have one that's got good rate of fire, good penetration, and good everything, and it's more like a medium range one. That's actually a fun gun to use. Also, it can teach you to side scrape. It can teach you how to angle. This is a great tank, and again, miles from anything at tier 4. And again, you can be fighting tier 7s with this, and you'll still actually do damage. All right, the Su-85, one of the most popular TDs for the longest period of time. This is a Russian tank destroyer. Su-85 is awesome. Again, big punch. Not quite as big as the ones coming down, you know, tier 6, 7, 8 or whatever. But man, oh man, this thing is a great... You know what this is really good for? Is that like an ambusher, man. You know, some poor light or tank destroyer or even mediums, you know, at tier 5 come driving across this view, and all of a sudden... they're deleted. They're gone, man. Again, such fun. It just keeps going on. The Swedish tanks came in, and who doesn't like this one, man? The M42, this is crazy good. Again, this is what I mean, guys. Tier 5 is just packed full of tanks that are awesome. I probably didn't even get all of them on here, but this one's another great one, man. There's a reason why they made the premium at tier 8 later on is similar to this. It's very similar. Very same feel and everything when you're playing it, man. It's a great introduction to what you're going to see. And that's the great thing about tier 5. Almost always you get a really good feel for what you're about to experience as you start grinding. Because 1 through 4 takes that fast to grind through. Tiers from 5 to 10, it slows down the higher you go. So this gives you an idea of what you're going to be literally grinding for. And then here you go, the Italian, the P43, the Italian medium line, one of my all-time favorite medium lines in the game. A great little tank. You've all played it. Personally, I prefer the tier 4 over this one, but most people don't. Most people prefer the tier 5. I'm just different. I love the derp gun. I absolutely love getting in my tier 4, the 26, whatever it is, and using the heat rounds or whatever, the gold ammo, and getting into a game. And I love it when I'm in a game where I'm low tier. And then you hit like a tier, you know, you're only going to see tier 6 in that one. But you hit like, say, a Hellcat or something, you know, and you basically reduce them to like, you know, 10 hit points or something like that. It's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. It's definitely a fun tank. But anyways, this one out as well. The P43 is also great. Like I said, I don't like it as much as the tier 4, but it's a great tank. Do we even have any more? We don't. I don't even have the AT2 in here, guys. The British TD. The thing's phenomenal. Just point at your enemy. Just don't let him get around you. So, oh, there, and it's funny that the turtle happens to be in this picture, which is the premium version of basically what you get at the tortoise and all that kind of stuff. Anyways, tier 5. Awesome, awesome, awesome tier to play. Don't let people, you know, you're only good because you're in tier 5, or you're just trying to seal club, man. Man, don't worry about anything anyone says. Have fun. It's your game. Experience it the way you want. You don't have to throw a bunch of money into this game to play wicked tanks. There's plenty of them out there. I've just given you a big list of tanks that are at tier 5 that are phenomenal. Yes, you're going to get owned when you're low tier eventually, but you know what? Have fun trying to get as much damage as you can, because you can get damage. That's the beauty of it. When you're in tier 4 and you're playing a tier 6, there's not a lot of tanks you're going to penetrate, unless you got a real good one like I was talking about for the Italian medium here. But in most cases, you're not going to feel that. You're not going to feel that in tier 3. But once you get into tier 5, there's a lot of tanks. Most of the tanks you're going to be able to do very well in. So guys, that's it. Have fun out there and play tier 5, man. You know, make some credits. If you don't have premium tanks to make those credits, simply go back down to tier 5, train your crew up, have a blast, earn a crap ton of credits, and just have fun in the game. Guys, I'm Mr.BeetleBum. I'm done for now. We'll be making more videos, and if you want to know when they come out, simply subscribe, get hooked up, set up the notifications, know when they all come out, And also, come on by Twitch, man. Come on by Twitch and check out the streams. We have a blast. We're here to help players learn how to play, and we have a good time while we're doing it. All right, guys, I wish you the best in the game. Oh, yeah, and if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and if you don't, thumbs down. I almost forgot that part. But, guys, honestly, it's a pleasure making these videos. It's a pleasure streaming it and helping people. I thoroughly love it. I love all the support I've been getting. I can't thank you enough. I greatly appreciate it. Till the next time, guys, I'm Mr. BeetleBum, and I am out.